Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Welcome to Fun Facts Daily. I'm your host, Kyle Wood. Now, as this is the first episode, I should start by saying thank you for listening and giving me a chance. Before we get into the show, though, I think a little introduction is in order. I'm a dad, a teacher, and a bit of a nerd, so there may be some bad jokes and cringy puns, but I'll always keep it clean and appropriate for listeners of all ages. Monday through Friday, I'll be bringing you fun facts, practical tips, a word of the day, and everything else that's good to know centered around a different topic for every episode. Since this is a new podcast, if you like it, please leave a kind rating or review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening to help others discover the show. Now, since we're celebrating the debut of a new podcast making its way into the world, I thought birthdays would be a perfect topic. But before we slice into that cake, let's try a little party game to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Okay, so think about probability for a second. Imagine you're in a typical classroom or a birthday party. Now consider this statement. In a room containing just 23 people, there's actually a better than 50% chance that at least 2 people in that group share the exact same birthday. The month and day, not year. Does that sound right to you? With 365 days in the year, only 23 people for an even chance of a match? It seems low, doesn't it? Is this a statistical fact or just a common fiction? Let that one percolate. If you're listening with a friend, or maybe a group of 22 other friends, feel free to pause the show, talk it over. I can wait, and hopefully you can too, because I'll be revealing the answer at the end of the show. Now it's time for a daily high five. I'm talking about 5 fun facts about birthdays. While ancient Egyptians celebrated pharaohs' births as gods, ancient Romans were among the first to celebrate birthdays of regular mortals with parties and cakes. Early birthday celebrations were often tied to rulers or deities. The Romans, however, began celebrating the birthdays of common people, particularly around the 1st century BCE. These celebrations, called Dies Natalias, involved gathering with friends and family, gift-giving, and special cakes made of wheat flour, olive oil, honey, and grated cheese. Next up, the tradition of putting candles on birthday cakes likely originated with the ancient Greeks honoring the moon goddess Artemis. The ancient Greeks reportedly made round cakes symbolizing the moon to honor Artemis, the goddess of the hunt and the moon. They would place lit candles on these cakes to represent the glow of the moon. The smoke from the candles was believed to carry prayers and wishes up to the gods. This practice eventually evolved, merging with other traditions into the candle-topped birthday cakes we use to make our own wishes today. Now, statistically, September is the most common birth month in the United States. Based on birth data collected over decades by organizations like the CDC, more babies tend to be born in the late summer and early fall in the US, particularly in September. In fact, many of the top 10 most common birthdays fall between September 9th and September 20th. Conversely, late December and early January tend to have fewer births, with Christmas Day and New Year's Day being among the least common birthdays. Number 4, in Vietnam, everyone traditionally celebrates their birthday together on the same day, New Year's Day, known as Tet. In Vietnamese culture, individual birthdays aren't traditionally celebrated on a specific day someone was born. Instead, everyone is considered to become 1 year older together on Tet Nguyen Dan, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year. A person's age is determined by the number of Tets they have experienced. So, if a baby is born just before Tet, they are considered 1 year old at birth and turn 2 shortly after when Tet arrives. Our fifth and final fun fact is about the birthday song. The song Happy Birthday to You held the Guinness World Record as the most recognized song in the English language. Its simple melody and universal message made Happy Birthday to You instantly recognizable across the globe. It was originally written by sisters Mildred and Patty Hill in 1893 as Morning to All. The birthday lyrics appeared later. For decades, the song was under copyright protection claimed by Warner Chappell Music, meaning royalties were often required for public performances. That's why for a long time you wouldn't hear the birthday song sung by staff at restaurants or on TV shows. However, after legal challenges regarding the copyright's validity, the song officially entered the public domain in the United States in 2016, making it free for everyone to sing Happy Birthday to you or anyone you like. Now let's turn to some news you can use. Want to make someone's next birthday extra special without breaking the bank, or trying to figure out a gift for the person who seems to have everything? My tip of the day is remember that the thought really does count. Create a personalized compliment collection or memory jar. You could get a nice notebook and fill the pages with handwritten notes recounting special memories you have of that person. This is a heartfelt and often low-cost way to show someone how much they mean to you and others. Whether you fill a box, a jar, or journal with your own notes, or ask family and friends to contribute, presenting this collection of kind thoughts allows the birthday person to read through waves of positive affirmations and cherished memories, creating a deeply personal and uplifting experience that often means more and lasts longer than anything you can find in a store. Time for our word of the day. Since birthdays inevitably mark the passage of time and make us think about getting older, let's explore a term related to that very idea, Gerascophobia. Gerascophobia is defined as the persistent fear of growing old or aging. Let's look at the roots of this word. It comes from the Greek word geras, which means old age. You might recognize that root in related words like geriatrics, the branch of medicine dealing with the elderly, or gerontology, the study of aging. The second part, phobia, of course, is from the Greek word phobos, meaning fear. Whenever you see a word ending in phobia, you know it's describing a fear of something. So gerascophobia literally translates to fear of old age. Now, why mention it in an episode about birthdays? Well, birthdays are our annual markers of moving forward in time. For most people, it's cause for celebration as they hit different milestones in life, reflect on great times they've had, and look forward to new opportunities that might come in different stages. Still, it's important to recognize that not everyone experiences the world the same way, and some may not enjoy a big fuss over their birthday. So as you plan your parties, be mindful of how your guest of honor feels about their birthday, and treat them how they want to be treated. Oh, and on a side note, whenever possible, do something nice for moms on their children's birthdays. Let's face it, moms do most of the hardest jobs to make birthdays happen, and that deserves some recognition. All right, now, before I call it a day on this birthday episode, let's gather round and solve the probability puzzle known as the birthday paradox. In a room with just 23 people, is there really a better than 50% chance that at least 2 people share the same birthday? Let's check the math. That surprising statement is actually fact. Here's how it works. It's actually easier to think about it from the opposite first. What's the probability that no one shares a birthday? The first person has any birthday, 365 out of 365. The second person must have a different birthday, 364 out of 365 chance. The third person must have a different birthday from the first two. So with 2 days eliminated, that means they have a 363 out of 365 chance. And so on. You multiply these probabilities together for 23 people, the calculation looks like 365 over 365, which is 1, times 364 out of 365, times 363 over 365, and so on and so on and so on. The product of multiplying all those fractions comes out at about 0.493. which is the probability that no one shares a birthday. Since the probability of no match is about 49.3%, the probability of at least one match is 1 minus that, which is 50.7%. So with just 23 people, it's slightly more likely than not that you'll find a shared birthday. The number of possible pairs, 253 pairs in a group of 23, makes that match much more likely than our intuition suggests. With 57 people, the probability jumps to over 99%. But I'll let you check the math on that one. And that'll wrap up our birthday celebration for Fun Facts Daily. Thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. Join me again tomorrow for more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.